This week on commandN, Big Bird online, no more tweets from Mars, and finally, the best cell phone ever. Welcome to episode 157 of commandN. We're here in downtown London, Ontario. We decided to shoot the show here in this great city, so we had a bit of a change of scenery. This episode is sponsored by Audible, which is the best place to go online for audio entertainment. And remember, you can get a free download if you go to the site audiblepodcast.com/commandN. As for a recommendation this week, you've probably all heard the sad news about Michael Crichton passing away. I did a search on Audible, and there are many of his books that are available on the site, so check one of those out. Our first headline this week is about Big Bird and Sesame Street. If you're a fan of the show, they're now online for free on sites including Hulu and YouTube, and they're also offering full episodes on iTunes, which will cost $1.99. I personally think that's a little expensive, so remember that you can get them for free on other parts of the web. One of my web picks a few weeks back was animoto.com. It allows you to take all of your photos and put them into a video that's 30 seconds long. It's a completely free service. Well, Animoto has announced that they're now offering the capability to put moving text into your videos, which really makes them look pretty nice. Now, if you want to do a video that is longer than 30 seconds, you can pay $30 a year and you have much more functionality on Animoto. Now, some sad news. If you are following the Mars Phoenix lander on Twitter, well, he's no longer tweeting. It's come to the end of his journey, but the good news is he lasted 2 months longer than people expected.
We've got all the analysis from TIGA, we've confirmed water on the surface, we've characterized the soil properties, we've delivered a number of different samples to the instruments, taken lots of images. We kind of knew we had achieved what we came there to do.
If you're a fan of Second Life, Linden Labs has announced a new contest where you could win $10,000. All you have to do if you're a resident is come up with an idea that will help people outside of Second Life. Now, the idea has to be implemented inside the world of Second Life, but it will help people in the outer world. So a very good thing from Linden Labs. Now, the next link we're going to talk about is one of my favorites from the internet. I'm so happy that this phone has arrived. It's the best phone on the market, and all I have to say is watch out Apple and watch out Google.
A fresh cup of coffee from your smartphone. Yes, it's finally possible. If you're really in a rush, you can even talk and shave at the same time.
Hey.
Just when the day is starting to drag, break out the pomegranate harmonica.
All right, I have to tell the truth, that is not a real phone. The interesting thing is that it's a marketing campaign for Nova Scotia tourism. The idea is they wanted to do a viral campaign, get the word out about the phone, but really at the end of the video you'll see that they encourage people to visit Nova Scotia. Having lived in Nova Scotia, I have to say that it's a wonderful place to visit.
Take a moment to learn about Nova Scotia. You might be surprised at just how much one place can offer.
Hi, I'm Jeff MacArthur, and before I get to this week's Tech Tips segments, I'd just like to remind you that this week's episode is brought to you by Audible.com, the leading provider in spoken word entertainment. Audible has over 35,000 titles to choose from to be downloaded and playbacked anywhere, just like you do with commandN. And again, there's not just audiobooks, there's audio newspapers, magazines, radio, comedy, and tons more. So log into audiblepodcast.com/commandN to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. Again, check out audiblepodcast.com/commandN for your free audiobook. For this week's tech tips, I'd like to talk about buying a Blu Ray player. Now, prices have come down as low as $200 as I've seen, so I expect this will be a popular item this Christmas, and there are a few things you want to consider. First of all, you need to have an HD TV to use your Blu Ray player. Now, although Blu Ray provides pictures up to 1080p, Most players will allow you to set the resolution so it matches the resolution of your television to 720p or 1080i, so you don't need to worry about that. But there are a few things you do need to worry about. And probably the core one is profiles. Now, Blu Ray has 3 profiles currently. The first profile, Profile 1, is the release profile, and it basically just lets you play movies. I don't think there's been any players since November 2007 released with just the Profile 1. It's been upgraded to Profile 1.1 for most players. And what this provides is picture-in-picture functionality, so you can listen to director's commentary right there in the frame while watching the movie, which is great to see both of those things at once. So it essentially has 2 audio-video decoders, one for the picture-in-picture and one for the main window. Now, the newest profile is Profile 2, which is called BD Live, and Profile 1.1 is called Bonus View, by the way. The BD Live profile allows for some interactive features, internet connection, and so there's things like chats and a lot of extra features, including online games and things like that in the newer versions that hold this profile. There's a few other things you want to consider. One is audio decoding. Although any Blu Ray player will decode Dolby Digital and DTS and PCM audio, the high-resolution audio formats like Dolby True HD and DTS HD Master Audio, these are very high-resolution formats and not all players can decode them, but it's pretty much for audiophiles, so not a big worry. In terms of what other discs you can play on these players, you want to look at that too. If you burn, all these players will play DVDs and almost all of them will play CDs, but if you're burning DVD-Rs, CDRs, read-write discs, MP3 discs, discs with WAV files, JPEGs, you want to make sure that your player will handle those things as well, because not all of them will. A lot of players will, when they're taking content from a DVD, provide upscaling or upconverting, which takes that lower resolution and scales it up in a nicer way so that it looks better on your big screen TV. And that's something I would look for sure, especially if you do have a good existing DVD collection. There's also the startup time. A lot of players will take up to a minute or more between turning them on and loading the disc. So you might want to test that because some of them take a couple minutes. It could be tedious for you. Maybe it's something that'll bug you. Just check it out. And finally, price. As I say, the prices are coming down to even $200, maybe below for the Christmas season. But you want to be very careful that you're not getting these fire sale prices because you've got a player that is just conforming to the 1.0 launch profile or something like that. Basically, those players can't be upgraded at all. Some of the 1.1 players and 2.0 players, they can be upgraded through firmware updates, and these can happen either over the internet connection in a 2.0 player, or you can burn a disk and upgrade them. However, you may have some hardware limitations that you won't be able to get around, but you do want this firmware upgradable capability. And in fact, probably the most future-proof Blu Ray player is the PS3. It's about $400. That may be twice the price of the cheapest players you can find. However, the copious hardware capabilities and the ease of updating means that this is a Blu Ray player that you won't have to worry about going out of date in the future. It'll be updatable and you'll be able to use it with future technologies for a long time to come. Now, you probably don't want to be using that remote control that comes with the PS3 because it's made for playing games, not watching DVDs. So you may want to pick up a PS3 remote. It's about 20 bucks. I think it's Bluetooth operated, so you won't be able to merge that down into your Logitech Harmony remote or anything like that, but still a handy thing to have. And if you're going out shopping for a nice Blu Ray player for this Christmas, keep these points in mind. You want to also look at the quality of the picture and stuff like that, but you want to make sure some of these hard requirements are met. That includes the profile, the audio decoding capabilities, the other disc formats it can play, and similar things. So, hope you get your Blu Ray player this Christmas. Lots of good movies out for it now. I'm Jeff MacArthur. That's all for this week. Enjoy.
Our web pick this week is sponsored by GoDaddy. If you go to GoDaddy, you can sign up for any of their hosting packages and you get an extra 10% off if you enter the promo code commandN. That's the number 1 and the number 0. And remember, any of the services that you get from GoDaddy are up to 70% less than the competition. So get out there and start building some websites. My web pick this week is a web application called Memory. This allows you to put in up to 5 items about your life on a certain day. So the idea behind this site is it allows us to have some context about things that we enjoyed on certain days in our life. It's kind of like an online journal, but it's much easier to sift through all of the information, and it has much more context than, say, a site like Twitter. So try it out. It's completely free and very easy to sign up. That's it for this episode of commandN. I think Will be back next week, and we're going to have Rahaf back on the show. And we're also preparing for a holiday episode. So if you have ideas for a holiday episode from commandN, make sure you go to commandN.tv and leave us a comment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Every day when I make my way through the tubby, I find a little fella who's cute and yellow and chubby. Rub-a-dub-dubby.
You guys can come by, it's fine, yeah. Okay, I'll do it again, that's fine. Okay. You can come by, it's fine.
I'm awfully fond of you.